Welcome back to the morning show right here on eTV. Now, the Mzanzi Media and Entertainment Fund, also known as the MMEF, is a dynamic investment fund tailored for the South African media and entertainment sectors. Now, it specializes in financing some of our favorite things to watch, like series and film productions, as well as media buying across all media platforms and a whole lot more, with the aim to actually invigorate the entire spectrum of the South African media landscape. And to tell us more about this is Nathaniel. Nathaniel, welcome to the morning show.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Look, I think about entertainment fund and I'm thinking money, I'm thinking opportunity, I'm thinking necessary, right? Talk to us then about the Mzanzi Media and Entertainment Fund and what it actually is.
Absolutely. So historically, South Africa has had a lot of creative platforms and a lot of creative opportunities, but the traditional financing sector has never really been geared to understanding how to participate and gear that sector to playing in the same roles other creatives around the world. So we saw an opportunity to create a funding vehicle that would allow for investors to get a decent rate of return, but at the same time creating an opportunity for production companies, whether they be it in the media and film space, to be able to access the financing to actually create their masterpieces.
I like that. How would that work then? Because you are saying, you're giving, a lot of people in the media space opportunity to get access to funding. And this is something that's quite necessary, more so in our industry, especially if we want to compete in a global space, right? How then would it work?
Absolutely. So traditionally in South Africa, production companies would get contract from the broadcaster to produce, for example, a series or a film, and that IP would be traditionally then owned by the broadcaster. And with the entrance of your streamers from America, your Amazons, BET, Netflix entering into the South African space, they give production companies, and I'm just using production companies as an example, we fund different elements of the creative space, but it gives them an option to actually own part of the production that they produce and benefit from the IP. It also allows for transformation in the sector as well, because we wouldn't ordinarily look at a production company if they don't aim towards gearing their productions and their infrastructure towards embracing transformation within South Africa.
Okay, so then is this fund then regulated?
Absolutely. So the fund itself, the portfolio manager is Unum Capital, which is a Category 2 FSP. The two administrators are D&D and Lifecycle Investments, which is a LISP and a pension fund manager, and as well as the fact that we are also listed on the JSE's Johannesburg Private Placement, which we passed their due diligence as well. So in short, absolutely, we've gone the extra mile to ensure that investors' funds are protected.
Okay, so like you have highlighted, then investors' funds then are protected, right? Then how then does one invest in the fund? So
they can go to the website jpp.mmefund.co.za, where they'll be able to make an investment through an ODP through Unum Prime. And it's a relatively simple process. They just need to make sure that they've got their FICA documentation on hand for the process.
Necessary. But
all in all, it's a 6-month investment. We're currently offering a rate of return of around 18% per annum. We were looking at around 16%, but we're outperforming quite well in terms of the rate of return. And the lock-in period is a period of 6 months with a 30-day withdrawal notice. Wow,
16 to 18%. I mean, that's huge. That's really great. What is then the minimum that a person can actually then invest in the fund?
At the moment, it is 10,000 Rand.
Okay, minimum is 10,000 Rand. And then once I have then invested in the fund, what sort of waiting period do I have to allow for before then I can withdraw from the fund? Is there, something that I then need to look out for, be mindful of before then I decide to make a withdrawal?
So you would be able to view your investment through the Lifecycle platform on a daily basis. You're more than welcome to log in through that platform. The investment is locked in for a period of 6 months, and then there is a 30-day withdrawal notice.
Okay, and if I want to extend it for more than 6 months, am I able to do so, or am I just barred by the 6 months?
Not at all. You're more than welcome to leave it in as long as you like and watch your investment grow.
That is actually quite cool. I think, it's something that has just really been neglected, more so like we were saying earlier on, in our entertainment industry, especially because we've got so much to offer. But really, the one thing that we struggle with is funding, right? Let's then talk about the revenue streams of the fund. What are they?
So we have 5 revenue streams that we look at. So that's your feature films, your TV series, your media buying. We also invest in outdoor media infrastructures as well as outdoor media buying and equipment financing and rental within the space.
Okay, so would I then have to be a registered company or an organization to then gain access or actually then put money into this fund? Or can I then come in my own individual capacity? How would that work? If I'm a director on a specific set and I feel like I need funds to help this production company, can I go as an individual or do I have to come then with a company? How would that work?
So the process is quite simple. They would work through one of the deal originators that we work through, for example, eQvest Acceleration, which follows a particular due diligence process. At the end of the day, we need to ensure that investors' funds are protected. That's our first priority. But also at the same time, we would take each project on a needs basis and we would unpack it from there.
Okay, no, that's absolutely amazing. Talk to us then about the social responsibility or transformation benefits within the sector through the fund. Are there any?
Absolutely. So in terms of how we position the fund, before we look at funding a particular producer or production itself, again, in the example of feature films and series, we would look at whether or not they have particular policies that align with the transformation within the sector, whether it be through the MAC Charter, Council's transformation program. So that's definitely something that we look into before we fund any production.
Okay, lovely. My goodness, this sounds amazing and something that's quite revolutionary for our entertainment industry here in South Africa.
It's very niche to South Africa.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For a person that is listening to our conversation right now and is actually quite intrigued and actually wants to then start investing, how do they go about doing that and where do they get more information?
So they are more than welcome to go onto the website, and they'll be able to find the fund fact sheet, the brochure. If they have any questions, they're more than welcome to contact us directly as well. All our contact information is there. They'll be able to access that through info@eqvest.co.za or info@mmefund.co.za.
Awesome stuff. Nathaniel, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And my goodness, well done on putting something like this together for our entertainment industry. I really think it's just going to push us up a notch and help us achieve the greatness that we are capable of achieving in South Africa.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome stuff. That was Nathaniel from the Mzanzi Media and Entertainment Fund. This is really a dynamic investment fund tailored for the South African media and entertainment sectors. From as little as 10,000 rands, you can invest to make sure that, you know, the stories that you want to tell are recognized in the country. Just head on over to their website for more information. And if you want to start investing, you can head on over to that website as well. Stay with us. We'll be right back.